kind of nice when you turn that thing on. It says, preparing the rotor, and it says going live, and then it says, you're live. So in case we ever doubted that.
It's good.
Yes.
When is female, are you supposed to say in Hebrew language Moda?
Yes.
Okay. I always get that confused, like you go along for a month remembering,
Okay.
I forget.
Yeah. And when they have that little slash, that's when they're kind of letting us know it's by gender. Yeah. Yeah.
Second.
Totally. Same page. Tohu ohalecha Yaakov mishkenotecha Tefilati Lecha Adonai Et Ratzon Elohim Berov Chastecha Aneni Be'emet Yishecha Elohim Berov Chastecha Aneni Be'emet Yishecha. Page 63, second paragraph. Elohai neshama hashenatata b'tehorahi Elohai asher natata bi tehorahi. Elohai neshama shenatata 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 bi כל זמן שהנשמה בקרבי מודה אני לפניך, אדוני אלוהי ואלוהי אבותיי, ריבון כל המעשים, אדון כל הנשמות. ברוך אתה אדוני, המחזיר נשמות, לבקרים מתים. I love this prayer. And it's like saying, I have my soul, I have my life, I'm not going to have this always, but while I have this, and when you breathe this life into me, I'm going to give thanks and try to be grateful for it and live my life to the fullest. And it resonates. Marge Piercy has written a poem that talks about we are lent for a time. And I just love that phrase, and it's exactly, I think she captures exactly what this is about. We are lent for a time, a body, a breath, a soul, a mind, and this is our time to be grateful for that and to use that to our fullest. I love that phrase, yeah.
Is this ever used at funeral services?
Not traditionally. Not traditionally. But you're right, I mean.
It sounds like it would be very hopeful and appropriate. I can understand maybe when one is in the middle of mourning but to me it is all the time.
Yeah.
It's something that a person could request where it's not Jewish.
No, it can be requested for sure.
Because I just think it's beautiful and gives hope to people who hear it. It gives hope to me. I really, really do like this.
Yeah.
Beautiful message.
Yeah, it is. And it's about life and death. Death is real, life is real, and this is the time to, it's just, whoever wrote it, they did a good job on it.
Yeah, the last part of it is for life. Love yourself. It's not an obligation on that. It's like, look, it does just what you're saying.
Yeah.
It's a reminder thing.
Yeah.
Do it while you
Exactly.
do it and be here.
Exactly. Good. Well, I'm so glad to hear your reactions to it too. Okay, so let's continue with on page 65 with being in touch with even the little things in life that give us joy each morning, and how we start our day. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lasechi bina v'havchin ben yom u'ben layla. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'asani b'tzalmo. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'asani Yisrael. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'asani ben chorim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam pokeach ivrim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam malbish arimim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam matir asurim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam zokeh gefufim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam roka haaretz al hamayim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'asta li kol tzorki. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamechi yitzarei gaber. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam ozer Yisrael b'gvura. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam oter Yisrael b'tifkara. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hanoten haya'ev kol. 6 lines up from the bottom on the English side. Strengthen our desire to do good deeds. Teach us humility that we may serve you. May we find grace, love, and compassion in your sight and in the sight of all who look upon us this day and every day. Grant us a full measure of loving kindness. Praised are you, Adonai, who bestows loving kindness upon God's people, Israel. Page 83. How about a little different tune that we've sung a couple times? Do you remember? Baruch she'amar v'haya ha'olam. Baruch she'amar v'haya ha'olam. Baruch Hu, Baruch Shemo, Baruch Hu, Baruch Shemo, Baruch Hu, Baruch Shemo, Baruch Hu, Baruch Shemo, Baruch She'amar v'haya ha'olam. Baruch she'amar v'haya ha'olam. We extol you in song, we celebrate your fame in melody, we proclaim you sovereign, singular, eternal God. Praised are you, Adonai, sovereign, magnified, with songs of praise. Baruch atah Adonai, melech me'olam, v'tishbachot. How about page 86, the beginning of the last paragraph. Hoshia et amecha, uvarech et nachlatecha, urein, 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 urein v'naseh mad ha'olam. Hoshia et amecha, uvarech et nachlatecha, urein, 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 urein v'naseh ad ha'olam. couple of different things today. I don't know why I'm in the mood for this, but let's, on 87, how about we do the last two lines and then the English, that sort of reggae.
Why not?
Yehureratzon imrefi v'hayonibi lefanecha Adonai tzuri v'go'adi. May the words of my mouth and the meditations of my heart be acceptable unto you, Adonai. La 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 Song Imrefi v'hagonibi lefanecha Adonai tzuri v'go'adi. So let the words of my mouth and the meditations of my heart be acceptable unto you, Adonai. They're sounding so good. I love the harmonies. It's beautiful.
I love the service. I just had to let that out. I just
Yeah.
loved
I
Me
know,
too.
I don't know why more people don't come.
I don't either.
Oh.
Then that would be too many people. So it's like,
it.
I teach them, it's nice.
Page 88 in the middle. Nihaish hechafetz hayim ohed yamim leroto Netzor l'shon chamera u'sfatecha midaber mirma sur merav aseito Dake shalom berofehu Mihaish hechafetz hayim Ohed yamim Ohed yamim And on the next page, 89, counting up from the bottom, 3, 6, 8 lines, teach us to number our days. This is the end of the Omer period, counting the Omer. We've been numbering our days from the Exodus till Shavuot. So we should certainly sing it today. And I know you like it.
Oh, thank you.
Limnot Yameinu, Limnot Yameinu, Limnot Yameinu, Kein Hoda, Venavi Levach Chochmah. Limnot Yameinu, Kein Hoda, Venavi Levach Chochmah. Teach us to treasure each day. Teach us to treasure each day, that we attain a heart of wisdom. Teach us to treasure each day, that we attain a heart of wisdom. Teach us to treasure each day. Page 94. And the day we treasure the most is Shabbat, the psalm for Shabbat. Tov Hodol Adonai, Tov Hodol Adonai, Ulesamer V'Shimcha Elyon, Tov Hodol Adonai, V'Hagid Baboker Chasecha, V'Hagid Baboker Chasecha, V'emunatecha b'leilot, V'emunatecha b'leilot, Tov Hodol Adonai, Tov Hodol Adonai, Tov Hodol Adonai, Ulesamer V'Shimcha Elyon, Tov Hodol Adonai. And how is it good to praise God? With music, with a trumpet, with a harp, with a lyre, with dancing, with cymbals. Page 100 in the middle. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah, El B'Kodsho. Hallelujah, Birki Auzah. Hallelujah, V'Gvurotav. Hallelujah, Kirokdo. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah, B'Tei Shofar. Hallelu b'nevel b'chinor, Hallelu b'tov u'machor, Hallelu b'minim v'bugar, Hallelu, 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 Hallelujah, Hallelu, 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 Hallelu. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah, b'tziltzilei shama. Hallelujah, b'tziltzilei truah. Kol shama, Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. 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 (104) at the top. Nishmat kol chai, tivarech et shimcha, Adonai Eloheinu. Nishmat kol chai, tivarech et shimcha, Adonai Eloheinu. Yain lain 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 lain. Yai lai 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 lai, yai lai lai lai, yai lai 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 lai. Let's read the last paragraph in English together on 104. From Egypt you redeemed us, from the house of bondage you delivered us, in famine you nourished us, in prosperity you sustained us. You rescued us from the sword, protected us from pestilence, and saved us from severe and lingering disease. To this day your compassion has sustained us. Your kindness has not forsaken us, never abandoned us, Adonai, our God. Page 105, in the middle. Shochen ad maharon v'kadosh shemo v'chatu b'nei tzadikim Adonai v'asharim navati v'am. B'fi yesharim titala, u'divrei tzadikim titbarach, u'b'lshon chasidim titromam, u'b'kerev kedoshim titkadash, u'makalot riverot amecha beit Yisrael. שכן חובת כל היצורים לפניך, אדוני אלוהינו ואלוהי אבותינו, להודות, להלל, לשבח, לפאר, לרומם, להדר, לברך, לעלה ולקלס, על כל דברי שירות ותשבחות, דוד בן ישי, עבדך נשיחך, ישתבח ברכות והודאות שאתה ועד עולם ברוך אתה אדוני אל מלך גדול בתשבחות אל ההודעות אדון הנפלאות הבוחר בשירי זמרה מלך יפה העולמים. Page 108. אל אדון על כל המעשים ברוך ומבורך בפי כל נשמה גדלו וטובו מלא עולם דעת ותבונה סוף בדמעותו המיקה אל חיות הקודש ונדר בכבוד על המרכבה זכות ומישור לפני כיסו חסד ורחמים לפני כבודו טובים ואורות שברא אלוהינו יצרה בדעת בבינה ובשכל כוח וגבורה נתן בהם להיות מושלים בקרת תבל מלאים זיו ופיקים נוגה נאה זיוון בכל העולם שמחים בצאתם וששים בבואם עושים בהם הרצון כל עם פאר וחמור נותנים לשמור צרה ורינה לזכר מלכותו כנען השמש במזרח עוד ראה והקיא צורת הלבנה שבח נותנים לו כל צבאנו תפארת וגדולה צרפים ואופנים בחיות הקודש לאל אשר שבר מכל המעשים. Let's read the second paragraph together in English. We never do the second paragraph. How about let's do the
Can I
second
ask
paragraph?
a question?
Yes, you just did, but you can ask another one.
No, because I came, the door was locked, and I wondered who from you came the last one. I didn't realize you locked the door.
Good question.
I happened to have a key, so I opened the door. And John said to keep it open.
Yeah. Well, the three of us entered together, so Michael.
Anyway, so just be careful, because this is very funny door. Locked is a very easy. So I hope no one came and found the door locked.
I hope so too.
Sorry.
I didn't know. I didn't make.
Michael, was it locked when you came in?
Which door, downstairs?
Yeah.
Or no?
Okay.
Now John is downstairs, and the boy is downstairs.
Yeah. So
All right, he was with us.
Well,
He was thinking,
Good to be aware of.
Yes,
Yeah.
big viewer.
the guy that's looking.
okay.
Was changing his glass. So,
So here we are back to that second paragraph.
On 109?
109, second paragraph. We hardly ever read together, so let's try it.
Nice.
Let's see what it says.
On page 109.
Page 109,
okay.
second paragraph. Let all God's creatures likewise sing God's praise. Let them honor their sovereign, creator of all, who in holiness grants rest and repose for God's people, Israel, on the holy Shabbat. In the heavens above and on earth below shall your name be hallowed and acclaimed. Adonai, our God, praise shall be yours, our deliverer. For your wondrous works, for the lights you have fashioned, the sun and the moon which reflect your glory.
When we had the Almir Hall, there's some other place.
Ame ore orsha sita.
There are centers.
Yep, there it is right there, yep. You found it. And the whole theme of light is here, right? El Adon, the whole theme is light also. So it's the morning, the light, and when we walked in, we talked about how beautiful the day it is and the sun. I mean, and the prayers are reflecting what's in our heart and saying this is a special gift.
Also, last night, being out there outdoors, being able to see the moon was special.
Yes, it was.
It's funny because they said on the back to the sunset, and I said, turn around, see the sunset. It was on the news, the sunset.
Really?
So happened someone said a picture, and it reflected also in the pool, and it was very beautiful. So I was laughing, I'm not the only one that was so impressed with
Yeah,
orange color.
yeah. Wow, it was on the news. It was beautiful. Yes.
Especially even last year.
Great. Nice to have that feeling. Let's continue. Page 110. Titbarach Surenu Malkeinu V'Goaleinu Borei Kedoshim. Hashem Shabbat. Page 110, the third and a half line. Kulam ahuvim, kulam berurim, kulam giborim. V'chulam osim be'ema avira v'tzon konam. V'chulam potchim epihem b'tusha u'b'tahara. V'shira v'zimra, u'mevarchim u'meshabachim, u'mefa'arim u'ma'aritzim, ומקדישים וממליכים את שם האל המלך הגדול הגיבור והנורא קדוש הוא. וכולם מקבלים עליהם או מלכות שמיים זה מזה ונותנים רשות זה לזה להקדיש ליוצרם בנחת רוח בשפה ברורה ונימק ראשם כולם כחלונים ואומרים ביראה קדוש 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 אדוני צבאות מלך הארץ כבודו רוחנים וחיות הקודש ברעש גדול מנסים ומצרפים לעומתם משבחים ואומרים ברוך כבוד אדוני במקומו ואל ברוך מאמותיתנו למלך החי וקיים זמירות יאמרו ותשבחות ישמיעו כי הוא לבדו, פועל גבורות עושה חדשות, בעל מלחמות זורע צדקות, מצמיח ישועות, קורא רפואות, נורא תהילות אדוני נפלאות. המחדש בטובו בכל יום תמיד מעשה בראשית כאמור לעושה אורים גדולים כי לעולם חסדו אור חדש על ציון תאיר נזכה כולנו מהרה לאורו ata Adonai Yotzer HaMeorot. Ahava Rava Ahavtanu Ahava Rava Ahavtanu Ahava Rava Ahavtanu Ahava Rava Continue at the box. Avienu l'shalom me'arba kanfot haaretz. 111. V'tolichenu kol meniyut be'artzeinu ki po yeshutata uvanu bacharta mikol ha'melashon ve'keratanu l'shemcha hagadol Selah lehogo becha uleyachecha be'ahava Baruch atah Adonai habocher b'amo Yisrael be'ahava Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol lavcha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol me'odecha v'hayu advarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzarecha hayom al lavcha V'shinantam levanecha v'dibartam v'shivtecha b'beitecha u'vlechtecha b'derech u'v'shochtecha u'mkumecha u'kshartam le'ot al yadecha v'hayu totafot bein einecha u'chtavtam Al misasot beitecha u'b'sharecha. Adonai Elohechem Echem. Ledor vador hu kayam u'shmo kayam v'kisam l'chol u'malchuto ve'emunato la'ad kayam Page 113, the last 4 lines. Emet she'atahu Adonai Eloheinu Elohei Avoteinu Malkeinu melech Avoteinu Go'aleinu Go'el Avoteinu Yosreinu Tzur Yeshuateinu Kodeinu Matzileinu Me'olam Shemecha Ein Elohim Zulatecha Yezrat Avoteinu Atahu Me'olam. Now, it's been a long time since we did Al Zot. On page 114, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 lines down, 5 words in. That column response that leads us to the Micha Mocha and reminds us that God frees the captive, redeems the meek, helps the needy, and answers God's people's call. Al Zot, Al Zot, Al Zot, Al Zot, Shibechu Ahuvim, Shibechu Ahuvim, Veromemu, 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 Venatenu Yedim, Venatenu Yedim. Smirot shirot v'tishpachot, Smirot shirot v'tishpachot, Berachot v'hodaot, Berachot v'hodaot, Lamelech el chai v'kayam, Lamelech el chai v'kayam, Ram v'nisa, Ram v'nisa, Gadol v'nora, Gadol v'nora, Mashpil ge'im u'marbi'a shefarim, Mashpil ge'im u'marbi'a shefarim, Motzi asirim, ufode anavim, be'ozer davim, ve'one le'amo Yisrael, ve'et shav'am elav, ve'one le'amo Yisrael, ve'et shav'am elav. Tehilot, Le'el Elyon, Baruch hu u'mevorach, Baruch hu u'mevorach, בשמחה רבה ויאמרו כולם מי כמוך באלים אדוני מי כמוך נדר בקודש נהור התהילות כבוד ספר שירה חדשה שיבחו גאולים לשמך על שפת הים יחד כולם הודו והמליכו ואמרו אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד צור ישראל קומה בעזרת ישראל ופתח חינומך ליהודה וישראל go עלינו אדוני צבאות שמו קדוש ישראל ברוך אתה אדוני God Israel. Continue on our own 115 beat. Okay, team,
Mhm.
what are we gonna do now? So, I have some suggestions. We could look at our Torah reading and read parts of it and discuss it. Or we could, since tomorrow is Shavuot, tonight and tomorrow night, read from the book of Ruth.
Yeah,
I think I hear a groundswell for Ruth. Okay,
It's as close to a groundswell as you get around.
It's for Ruth.
root for Ruth. Okay, so let's turn to page 383. It's actually, there's an excerpt of the book of Ruth in our Siddur, which is very nice. 383.
oh gosh, it's so small, I dropped it in my glasses.
Okay. And why don't we do a little reading and just sort of, we can talk about it maybe paragraph by paragraph or just enjoy it. It's just a beautiful story. It's a beautiful story, a simple story. So let's think about, which we can discuss at the end of it again, why this one, each of the 5 Megillot are used at different holidays, why this one is on Shavuot. But don't say it yet, you probably know already, but don't say it yet, not yet.
Why this one is Shavuot?
Yes. Okay, so who would like to start us off?
I'll just go in a row.
All right, you want to start?
All right.
Okay, real loud.
Okay. In the days when the judges ruled, there was a famine in the land, and a man from Bethlehem in Judah went to live in Moab with his wife and 2 sons. His name was Elimelech. His wife's name was Naomi, and his 2 sons were Mahlon and Chilion. Elimelech, thank you, died, and their 2 sons married Moabite women, one named Orpah and the other Ruth. After about 10 years, Mahlon and Chilion also died, so that Naomi was bereft of her husband and of her 2 sons.
If we knew nothing more about the story than what we just read, I know we know more about the story than what we just read, but pretend for a moment this is all we knew about the story. What might we say is the message so far?
Very sad.
Sad, yes.
This
Tremendous.
is a
They
punishment.
married out of the,
Yes.
their own civilization into a different civilization. And that was the part that was carrying on.
And what was the last thing?
And those new members of the family, the women from
Yes.
Moab, were carrying on thereafter.
Right. So definitely about marrying out of the community, out of the faith. But what might we say is the message around that?
Don't leave Israel. Don't leave Israel, stay
Yeah.
in your land.
We might say, stay in your land, and we might say, don't intermarry. But both sons intermarried, what happened to them? Both of them died prematurely. So I'm not saying this is the message of the book, I don't believe it is. But all I'm saying is the first part of this could, if this was all we knew about it, I think it wouldn't be unreasonable to say at this point, this might be a story about, stay in your land, don't intermarry, don't whatever.
Well, only because I'm starting to prepare my reading, do I know just a little bit of background? In the days when the judges ruled is another whole era that has a lot of things that I don't think about normally happening in Israel. And there was a famine, and Bethlehem was not filled with all the associations that we have of it with Christianity.
Right, it wasn't, not at all.
Nothing at all. In fact, there were some kind of bad things associated with it. And people here probably know the origin of the Moabites, that this was an incestuous having to carry on the family line. And so that's why they were particularly considered to be people who didn't
Right.
marry them. So the background to all this is pretty, shocking. It wasn't just, oh, a man from Bethlehem. It's like, a man from where? It's like, and also from the Moabite. It was a combination of factors.
Who are not exactly seen as great people for
High class.
Right. For
Yeah.
reasons that I'm not going to talk about now, but I'll
Save it for
maybe say it for
Save it for
sure,
time.
and ask
Right.
people if they ever heard. Anyway, there are a number of reasons why people could think they had died, that they wouldn't survive, not just of leaving Israel, but also it introduces the widow. And even though they're not talking about orphans, they're talking about family dying away so that you're alone.
Yeah, she lost her husband, she lost her 2 sons. Yeah. Right. Okay, Joey, next.
With her 2 daughters-in-law, she set out on the road back to the land of Judah. Naomi said to them, "Turn back, each of you, to her mother's house. May the Eternal deal kindly with you as you have dealt kindly with the dead and with me." They wept aloud and said to her, "No, we will return with you to your people." But Naomi replied, "Go back, my daughters. Why should you come with me? Have I more sons in my womb that they may become your husbands?"
Okay. I think this is pretty clear. Has it stated any questions or reactions to this paragraph?
Well, simply that they wanted to stay with her. So obviously there was a really close bond between the 3 of them, even though they were daughters-in-law.
Right, and from a different people.
And from a different
Yeah,
culture.
yes, yeah.
And not so respected people.
Yeah, right. And back in the day, the tradition was that like if a woman lost her husband, she would go back to her family of origin. So what Naomi's saying to them is reasonable in terms of, you've been good to me, you're good daughters-in-law, but my sons are no longer here, and I can't give you, the levirate marriage. I can't give you more children who will eventually, marry you, which was another sibling would marry for the dead sibling. Well, that ain't gonna happen, girls. She's saying
It
to
would
them.
be years anyway.
Yeah. Well, she doesn't even have a husband either.
Yes,
So what she says to them is reasonable, and clearly they wept aloud. I mean, there's an emotional connection here. Clearly, it's not just there's an emotional connection. Anyone else want to add something so far?
Well, there's also fear. I mean, the fear of being left alone, abandoned totally. If you listen to Naomi, the appropriate, polite thing to do is to move along. I mean, for a lot of reasons. But if you're terrified, you might cling to her, because it's socially not really acceptable to try to press these needs of yours upon her, but it's a really uncomfortable thing here that's going on. It's not just that they wept, there's reasons behind this. We're all socially knit to
Yes,
the fabric.
and need each other.
Yeah, and there's great need, or people would go push through those boundaries.
And what's like also worried that she's bringing two non-Jewish people into the community.
You think she was worried? Maybe? Maybe?
I don't want to go backward,
Yeah,
forward, so I'm just forbidding.
yeah,
This also could
could be.
be a responsibility for her to, it's like a mother, that you have to do first.
Responsibility.
But I think the fact that they are not Jewish.
Right. And I think it could definitely be
And
that.
are, and more than all, it's
Right. Yeah. And it also is, and look what she says, go back, my daughters. She didn't have to call them her daughters. She clearly feels a bond with them too. And so it could be, bringing Moabite women into the Jewish community would be funny, or it could also be that she really is looking out for their well-being. Go back, my daughters. I love you, you're my daughters, but it's going to be best for you to go. It could be all those things. It could be all those things. It's a beautiful, by the way, I find it a very moving and beautiful, beautiful story. Just how it's told was what?
Especially the end.
It's told, it's simply told. It's easy to follow. So, Joan, you want to?
They wept again. Orpah kissed her mother-in-law farewell, but Ruth clung to her. Then Naomi said, "You see that your sister-in-law has gone back to her people and to her gods. Go back with your sister-in-law." But Ruth replied, "Entreat me not to leave you, to go back and not follow you. Wherever you go, will I go, and wherever you stay, will I stay. Your people shall be my people, and your God my God. Wherever you die, will I die, and beside you will I be buried. I vow that only death will separate me from you." When Naomi saw that Ruth was determined to go with her, the two of them walked on until they reached Bethlehem.
Don't cry.
Unwavering voice. That's so beautiful.
Yeah.
That's just beautiful. I don't have the original Hebrew in front of me, but when I hear the two of them walked on, I'm thinking of Vayachu Shnehem Yachdav. I'm thinking of Abraham and Isaac on the way to the Akedah. It has the same ring to me. If that's what the Hebrew says here, I don't know.
Yeah, but then it was very sad.
Yeah. Any other reactions, thoughts? No.
Naomi had a kinsman, a man of wealth from Elimelech's family. His name was Boaz. Ruth said to Naomi, "Allow me to go into the fields, to glean among the ears of grain." Naomi replied, "Go, my daughter." So Ruth went and came to glean in the field belonging to Boaz. Boaz asked his servant who was in charge of the reapers, "Whose girl is this?" The servant replied, "She is the Moabite girl who came back with Naomi from Moab. She asked to be allowed to glean behind the reapers." Boaz said to Ruth, "Listen, my daughter, glean in no other field. Stay here close to my girls and follow them. I have forbidden the young men to molest you. Whenever you are thirsty, go drink. I have been told all that you have done for your mother-in-law since the death of your husband. How you left your father and your mother in your native land to come to a people you had not known before. May you be richly rewarded by the God of Israel. under whose wings you have come to seek shelter. She replied, I am grateful. You have comforted me by speaking kindly to your maidservant.
The romance stuff.
What?
The romance stuff, the romance stuff.
Also a sense of chesed too.
No,
Just,
absolutely.
he appreciated her chesed towards her mother-in-law, and he treats her similarly.
Also, I hadn't realized before I read this very, really strong sense of community. That would mean that he would know all the people that were reaping, he would know all of the poor in where he lived.
Yeah.
Because, he knew that she was new.
Right, this is not a big urban center where
Yeah,
people knew each other,
yeah.
and they knew their story.
And they knew the story.
They knew her story and what she did.
Yeah.
So I wanted to say, the
Yeah.
gossip went so quick, to not know all the story.
Yeah.
Yeah, yes.
Without telephone and cell phone.
Then the original Hebrew names the expression girl to refer to the.
I think it's Na'ara probably, but a young woman.
I'm just saying, just sort of slightly disrespectful.
No,
No.
in other words, a boy would be a Na'ar. I mean, hey, someone of the same age would be.
She's a married woman and a widow and so on.
Yeah, I don't think it implies disrespect here. I don't think so.
No, I don't think so.
It's interesting,
What if
he's
the
a man
age,
he's a man of wealth and influence, and he would take this much interest in someone who would otherwise be defenseless, you know, and try to don't molest her and so forth, and he would have the influence where they would listen to him.
It's because of Naomi,
Yeah,
Naomi family.
that's the, thing about that, the fact that he knows that a woman in this society, because of, what goes on previously, in the book of Judges, and I think that women need to be, protected by powerful, wealthy people, if they're clean, if they're in that, I mean, and he has the power to, I mean, it's like, oh yes, the guys were of course molested, I mean, it's not a pleasant society entirely, you know.
And you're a single woman alone.
You're a woman alone and young and from.
In a Moabite, no less, it's not exactly,
Yeah, and so that's very kind of him. But yeah, as they're saying, it's somewhat of a norm because, yeah, he would have to do that. If somebody else told her, don't bother her, they may or may not listen, but they will listen.
But it wasn't just her, it was all of the women,
Right, all of them.
all the young women he was protecting.
Well, I forbidden the young men unless, I hope he would
Well,
protect all of them. I'm not sure that,
You tell her to stay with his girls.
okay, yeah.
Stay close to my girls and follow them. I have forbidden the young men to molest, it says you, but I imply them to.
Okay, yeah,
Can I also say that I love the way that he appreciates her courage and strength, specifically noting, I've been told all you've done for your mother-in-law since the death of your husband, how you left your father and your mother and your native land to come to a people you hadn't known before. So yes, he's saying that he's going to protect her and welcome her. And at the same time, I really like that he appreciates and validates her strength and courage.
he sees her as a person,
Exactly. Which
not
is-
only as a young woman or whatever,
It's made from heaven.
but. Does anyone else, well, I'll just say it differently. How you left your father and your mother and your native land to come to a people you have not known before. Does that resonate anywhere in any of our ears? Lech lecha me'artzecha u'mimoladetcha
When God told to
u'mibeit
Abraham,
avicha el eretz asher arecha.
that's it. God told Abraham.
God said to Abraham, leave your homeland, your family, your whatever, and go to a land that I will show you that you don't know. These words echo. The first Jew, what the first Jew was told to go on a journey and to leave the familiar to go to the unfamiliar.
Mhm.
And she is, her story, if you hear these words, is echoing that journey. Okay.
I don't want to say the end.
Oh, don't say that. Thank you, I appreciate your waiting.
No, you are right in the echo. What Abraham meant to us and what later on. So there is a very strong connection.
Okay, who's next reading?
Steve,
Hey, wait a minute, I'm after.
this is not.
No, no, it's Rachel.
Wait, no, Rachel, you didn't read it. So Rachel, read it. You didn't read it? Okay, please.
Oh,
One day.
it's on, I know. In the days when the judge, one day, where am I?
And the 84 was the car.
Secondary.
Oh, that's Sarah, thank you. One day Naomi said to her, my daughter, I must see you happily settled. There is our kinsman Boaz. You have been close to his girls. He is winnowing barley at the threshing floor tonight. Bathe, dress yourself, and go down to the threshing floor. But do not make yourself known to him until he is finished eating and drinking. When he lies down, go uncover his feet, and you lie down. I will tell you what to do. She did just as her mother-in-law had told her. Boaz ate and drank and went to lie down beside the heap of grain. Ruth came in quietly, turned back the covering at his feet, and lay down. In the middle of the night, the man gave a start and bent forward. There was a woman lying at his feet.
Ooh, look at that.
My, oh
He asked, who are you? She responded, I am Ruth, your maidservant. Spread your robe over your maidservant, for you are my redeeming kinsman. Boaz said, may the Eternal bless you, my daughter. Have no fear. I will do all that you ask, for everyone knows how worthy a woman you are.
Okay, thank you. Great. So,
Wow.
pretty explicit here, right? I mean, there's no messing around. She's been married before. She knows her mother-in-law is telling her, that he's going to have some wine, whatever, just go and whatever. And plus, Naomi says to Ruth, just go there and he will tell you what to do. But really, when he discovers her, she knows exactly what to do. She says, spread your robe over your maidservant for you. I mean, she's not this passive whatever. She's active, and she does more than just listen to what he tells her. She tells him what to do.
As long as he doesn't get cold feet.
That's great. Very good. Very good.
Okay, so again, I love the beauty of the story too, because it's so human. I mean, right? It's not.
But it's also human for a mother-in-law to tell her going to do it.
Yeah, yeah.
She pushed her.
Yeah, she did.
Pushed her to do this.
Okay.
I bet you use Michael's comment every year from now on.
That's a great comment.
Great,
One
great.
prayer to the elders and to all the people. You are witnesses that I am acquiring from Naomi all that belongs to Elimelech and to Chilion and Mahlon. I am also taking Mahlon's wife, Ruth the Moabite, to be my wife, to perpetuate the name of the dead, together with his inheritance, so that his name will not perish from among his kindred, or from the gate of his native place.
Great. Thank you. So he's saying, here is this is also, it's not only that he doesn't say I like her, I love her, she's beautiful. He's also saying, this is my obligation as kinsman I'm the next closest kinsman, and Naomi's not gonna produce any more progeny for her to marry. I am supposed to do this too, is what he's saying, according to the law back in the day.
But there were young men around apparently, because he mentioned, I'm gonna keep the young men from molesting you, so I wonder why
Well,
people.
they weren't on our,
He was
going to
related,
marry her.
What? But
he was
there's-
related, so it was his
I see.
obligation as a relative.
Yeah,
I
that's the point.
Okay, so he's older, but
He's an older man.
But even so,
But he's the
and
closest
often it was a
relative.
brother that would marry
Right.
the wife, and could be much older, but age didn't matter, it was one, I think it was one relationship.
So he was the closest kinsman, right? And,
But he apparently had been married previously.
I'm sure he has other wives.
Well, so he had girls. Or been married previously, he's a widower.
and you say that because, you may be right.
His girls.
Oh, I see.
Oh, I don't
I
think they were
don't-
his daughters.
I don't think it's
I'm
his
not sure
daughter.
that implied his daughters. It could be, but I'm not sure.
Right.
I think it's just, these are the other regulars who come to my field to glean. I think is what he was saying.
I was somewhere in there.
Yeah, no, it said
Yeah, it's
his girls, you're right, it said that, but I don't think it meant girls by blood. I think it meant like, these are the girls who generally come to my field. But maybe you're right, but,
If they were daughters, it would say daughters.
and anyways, if they were daughters, they probably wouldn't be gleaning in this field. Because they would have been better off. I mean, it was the poor who came to glean.
Right.
So I'm not sure, those are, he meant his girls as in his children, I don't think so. But maybe,
Isn't this what they live around for the poor people to come and collect?
Yes.
So, like he most likely knew who is these people that come here,
Yes.
you know, and he saw
Yeah.
a new face.
okay,
I wonder if it was a few years back, I don't have the still doing it, that the JCC had this tradition, someone left the field and they used to take the children to go and to collect it.
Which was beautiful.
It still exists.
Oh, yeah.
And also, I volunteer at a survival center in Northampton, and there's some people who let people, volunteers from the survival center go and collect the food to bring to the survival center, which then distributes it to people in need.
So it still exists.
So, yeah, and it's straight out of the Bible. I mean,
Yeah.
it's straight from the Bible. It's a
This
biblical.
has nothing to do Bible, but you have to have the good heart for people to.
True.
You
Yeah,
know.
you do have to, but it's also, you're right, but I also love that it has a connection with.
Absolutely, this is where it came from.
But yeah.
Lisa, you wanna read? You wanna read?
No, I cannot see, I don't have glasses.
Okay.
Still will read.
Then the elders and all the people said, we are witnesses. The eternal mate, the woman who is coming into your house, like Rachel and Leah, who built up the house of Israel. May your house flourish like the house of Perez, whom Tamar bore to Judah, through the offspring which the Eternal will give you with this young woman.
Now note that marriage here is not just a man and a woman saying we're getting married. They're witnesses who are witnessing that there's this commitment that they're making. It's a legal thing, as it is today in Jewish tradition as well. They're witnesses who sign the ketubah, they're witnesses who see the ring. So this is a formal marriage that really echoes Jewish tradition of the time around marriage. Okay, so I'll read the lesson.
It's interesting why we mention here Tamar. Isn't this come later? Tamar and Judah?
No, Tamar and Judah was early.
What?
Tamar and Judah was way earlier. Judah. This is in the age of the judges. Much later.
Tamar's children, were they supposedly the ancestors of David?
No, this
Or am I confused with that Ruth?
Ruth, is this Ruth?
Okay.
No, but I think you're right also. I think the answer, from Tamar eventually made it somehow through here and further. We
Or
should
maybe
look at,
from Tamar came to Boaz.
yes, I think so. And then further was, so I think they were both, if I'm pretty sure, I think that you're right. And that they were both in the line that eventually led to David.
And supposedly to Jesus.
Because it started with Tamar
Yeah,
and
the
Judah.
Christians.
Yeah.
The whole concept, it started with Tamar and Boaz,
Yeah.
Tamar and Judah.
And by the way, let's remember that liaison between Tamar and Judah, if you recall, was not exactly the most kosher liaison in the world.
Yeah.
As Tamar was, it's a very similar story, by the way,
Yeah.
right? Tamar had been married to Judah's kids who died, right, I think, and then Judah said, well, hold on, I've got another kid, 2 kids died, and my third son I'll give to you, which he never did. And so Tamar took things into her own, she played the prostitute.
Yeah.
And Judah was a widow, and sheep shearing time, and he sees this prostitute, and he slept with her. And out of that was part of the progeny, part of the line that probably went to Boaz, but eventually went to King David. So, you know what? We're not so prudish.
Jesus was Boaz in a way.
Yeah, in a way, right. Not every day a woman goes lying at someone's feet on the threshing floor after he's been drinking, and she was coached to approach him, to, make the first move.
Moses married a Jewish woman.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so let's go to the next paragraph. So Boaz married Ruth, and she became his wife. The Eternal caused her to conceive, and she bore Boaz a son. Then the women said to Naomi, praise be the Eternal, this child will renew your life and nourish you in your old age. For he is born of your daughter-in-law, who loves you, and who is better to you than 7 sons. Naomi took the child and became its nurse. And the women, her neighbors, gave him the name, a son is born for Naomi. They announced and they called him Obed. He was the father of Yishai, Jesse, the father of
David.
quite a story.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it's a good. Now,
Story.
the question is, one, it's a beautiful story. Why do we read this Megillah on Shavuot?
Grain.
Grain, say one.
Not then, because of
The grain is an important part of the story, and Shavuot is all about grain.
Okay, so there's a grain harvest going on, and we've been counting grain, we've been counting the Homer,
Right?
up to Shavuot. So there's one potential reason. Good. The other potential reasons.
this story
To
doesn't
give
say,
other of us hope,
To do what?
to give others of us hope.
Oh, still finding a mate, you say? Okay.
A Jewish husband.
Yeah, well, just like, you're laughing, but it's a good one, because just like on Shavuot, God gave the Jewish people the Torah, right? And the Torah is described as the ketubah, the marriage document between God and the Jewish people. So just like God married the Jewish people, she's getting married when she wasn't the most, spring chicken, etc., or the best catcher, or whatever words you want to use. So yes, all right, give hope. Other reasons.
except the Torah and the grain and the thing that come. I don't know. This is what we celebrate in Israel. Shavuot, bringing the fruit and the vegetable.
Right? It's Chag HaBikurim, the first fruit, and yes, indeed, and just like this is a harvest for first fruits, as we're saying. Yeah, there's another reason, though, folks. What's Shavuot about? Zman
Matan Torah.
Matan, giving of the Torah. Okay. Who is receiving the Torah here in a certain way? Ruth is receiving the Torah. That only the Jewish people, but other people can receive the Torah. That, I think, is also part of the story. That other people can join our people, other people can join our people and have a relationship to our God, and then it's there, and they become part of that whole story. So just like this is the time, that I think also, in addition to everything else that's been said, the harvest, the camp, all of that, I think that's part of the message too. We can, whether we're born Jewish or not born Jewish, be there to receive the Torah and to join the people as well.
In answer to that, though, why do we make it relatively difficult to become Jewish?
It's a very good question, and I think part of the reason is we want to make sure someone's doing it out of sincerity, not for ulterior.
I know that's the reason that's given.
And I think it's real. I think it's real because
And Ruth was sincere.
and her sincerity was clear.
Couldn't be more sincere.
Yeah. And what's clear also is this is a story about, this was conversion to Judaism. And they didn't have a mikveh at that time. But whatever, but this is, your people will be my people. Your God will be mine. I'm joining the people. And
She converted herself.
And so it's a clear that we certainly do accept converts. You're right, we don't just make it super easy. And we don't go out and we say, go back here, people. She didn't try to say, all right. But yeah.
But I don't think you want it to be easy. It's not an easy, it's not an easy life. It's not an easy, there's a lot of responsibility.
Yeah.
So you want people to understand that. You don't want it to be the kind of thing that you do for large crowds, a mass of people or something like that.
Although sometimes I agree, I
Sometimes you
totally agree.
finish.
No, sometimes I think we make it too hard. Let me tell, I know I've told the story.
Sometimes,
Many-
well,
Yeah.
all of you here that you convert are not considered Jewish.
Yeah, but also I want to tell a story about this country. Early on, when I first started one of my first years as a rabbi, I did a conversion course. And there was a guy in the conversion course who was not in a relationship with a Jewish partner at that time, simply was interested in becoming a Jew, not a personal relationship. And I remember that he came, he studied, did everything that was required of him, and later on, he fell in love with a Jewish woman, and she took him home to her family to meet her parents. And her father rejected him. And her father said, once a goy, always a goy.
Oh.
And I know, it's terrible. And so there's the halachic things we put in the way, but there's sometimes also attitudinal things that we put in the way. And that statement always, this was many, many, many years ago, but I didn't forget the pain of that young man who had sincerely, with all his heart, converted to Judaism and still was not accepted.
Did they get married?
He wasn't accepted by the father.
By the father, yes. Yeah, but still that was the point.
You can't be part of
He wanted to be, but it was painful. Yeah. So I think we need to be prepared to open our hearts and to see that this was just out of two converts who maybe there's even questions about their sexual actions that led to this, led to King David. And King David is the forerunner of the Messiah Jewish tradition. So not only it's okay, it's even seen as wow.
I think that probably, before you even said these other things, what I was thinking of is the Book of Ruth is about tolerance, because there are all these other strange backgrounds to all that. I mean, it's the only book in which all those types of things are introduced all at once, when on top of the other layered, you know? So it's like you have to accept this, you have to accept this, you have to accept this. And that it happened. It's a story about people who chose tolerance. And
Yes,
given Torah, and part of Torah is the book of Ruth, which is, I think, about tolerance.
I would agree with you, and I go even stronger and say it's not only about tolerance, it's about that love and caring and human relationships, real human, deep human relationships can exist across different backgrounds. But I agree with you.
But the human relationship is between non-Jewish and Jewish.
Yes,
It's not in the Jewish family.
Yes, I read.
Nice message.
And it's, by the way, it's respectful, respectful to, what's her name? Orpah, as well as to Ruth. Right, we don't look less on Orpah because she went back to the people. Right, we don't, we respect her too. And she had clear love for her mother-in-law. It's just, I'm so glad that our tradition has kept books like Ruth in the Tanakh, and that we read them really to remind ourselves of, I think, a lot of important things for today. All right. Well, that was fun.
It's great.
Maybe we need to do a drama.
I hear something.
We can't keep doing comedy, maybe we should do a drama.
Okay, all right,
Supposed drama.
Okay.
No, Ruth,
Oh, Ruth,
go later in the year.
What would we call it? What would we call it?
It will be loud, you'll never be able to use the line.
Let him think about
Okay, okay. Let's continue. Dear friends, with A. Kelohenu, page 182. 182.
182.
En Kelohenu, en Kadonenu, en Kemalkeinu, en Kemoshienu, en Kelohenu, en Kadonenu, en Kemalkeinu, en Kemoshienu, mi Kelohenu, mi Kadonenu, mi Kemalkeinu, mi Kemoshienu, Nodel Eloheinu, Nodel Adonenu, Nodel Elokeinu, Nodel Moshienu, Baruch Eloheinu, Baruch Adonenu, Baruch Malkeinu, Baruch Moshienu, Atahu Eloheinu, Atahu Adonenu, Atahu Malkeinu, Atahu Moshienu, Atahu Shehitiru, Avotenu Lefanecha, Et Ketoret Hasamim, Kelohenu, En Kadonenu, En Kemalkeinu, En Kemoshienu. Avinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, V'tekdu l'yotzei reshit, Shelo asanu k'goyei ha'aratzot, V'lo samanu k'mishpachot ha'adama, Shelo sam chalkeinu kahem, V'gor aleinu k'chol ha'olam. V'anachnu korim u'mishtachadim u'modim lifnei melech malchei hamachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Shehu Notei Shamayim v'Yosei Haaretz, U'Moshe Yikaro b'Shamayim Imah, U'Shinatu Zo, v'Kol Pei Meromim, U'Eloheinu Eno, and Eloheinu b'Tzuato, Kakatu b'Torato, V'yadata hayom lahashekota el Elohazah, Ki Adonai hu ha'Elohim, Hashamayim b'ma'ah, v'ha'aretz v'itav eino. Kakatu b'toratecha, Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed. Ana Adonai, le'elech al kol haaretz. Bayom hahu, yeh Adonai echad, u'shemo We often leave a moment for personal private prayer at this point when we don't have a minyan, and I'd like to do that again, and also point out that this week we remember D-Day, and remember that so many people lost their lives in defense of this country. And in our Torah reading, we talked about taking a census to know how many people can be part of the defensive forces for our people then in the desert. So we needed that then, we needed that now. So let's also just take a moment of remembering them, and then we'll conclude the service. Let's do a different melody for Adon. Oh, Joe, you want to do an announcements now or afterwards?
Sure.
So we can.
Firstly, I wanted to thank you for a lovely service and a really sort of, well, it's not out of the box, but a different way of looking at Ruth. And thank you. It's very good. Everybody's shaking their head. Shavuot begins at sundown this evening. Our celebration for Shavuot will take place beginning tomorrow at 7:30 in the evening. There is still time for you to prepare something if you find a psalm or something that you might want to talk about at the table. But whether you have something prepared or not, come, because it's always interesting, and it's always interesting and fun to be part of the discussion. We welcome everybody at 7:30 tomorrow, and the evening will end with the Make Your Own Sunday, so that will top everything off. Then on Monday morning at 8 o'clock, our regular minion time, we will hold a service for Shavuot. It'll be an abbreviated service, and Paul will be leading it, and it's his request that it be abbreviated. But it will still be longer than a usual minyan. It will include Hallel, it will include Yizkor, it will include an abbreviated Torah reading, hopefully, which is why I'm telling everybody to please come and bring a friend, so we're sure to have a minyan. And it will be followed by more of a kiddush than a breakfast. It'll be in honor of Shavuot, and we'll have lox, and we'll have some sort of cheese equivalents, probably cheesecake or something like that. So that's at 8 o'clock on Monday, and so we welcome you to that. On Wednesday evening is our board meeting, and I will stop with the announcements at that point, and then we turn to Adon Olam.
Nice to see you there. Okay, Adon Olam, page 187. And I don't know why this tune just popped into my head. It's actually from the 6 Day War. Adon Olam, Asher Malach, B'Terem Kol, Yitzir Nivra, Li'ei Nasa, V'Chetzo Kol, Azai Melech, Shemo Nikra, Adon Olam, Asher Malach, B'Terem Kol, Yitzir Nivra, Li'ei Nasa, V'Chetzo Kol, Azai Melech, Shemo Nikra, V'Acharei Kichlot HaKol, Levado Yimloch Nora, Vehu Haya, Vehu Oved, Vehu Yeh, B'Tifara, Vehu Echad, Ve'en Sheni, Lehashkilo, Lehachbira, Beli Meshit, Beli Tachlit, Velo Ha'oz, Ve'hamisa, Adon Olam, Asher Malach, B'Terem Kol, Yitzir Nivra, Li'ei Nasa, V'Chetzo Kol, Azai Melech, Shemo Nikra, Vehu Evi, V'Chaylo Ali, V'Tzur Cheli, V'Eit Sarah, Vehu Nisi, Umanosli, Menakosi, Beyom Ekra, Beyado, Afki Shabbat shalom.
Nice, Shabbat
Shabbat
shalom.
shalom. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shalom. Shabbat, Shalom. Shabbat, Shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shalom.